Hey, it's MK, and I am joining the Paper Snob for a Rainbow Crush layout for today. I am also joining Ginger's Corner for a Speedy scrapbook layout, and this is the sketch by Mallory Aubrey. I am so sorry, Mallory. And this is the sketch that I will be working on. So I printed out a ton of photos. Now, I'm not going to use all of them, but I do have a ton of photos of this mushroom, almost like arch that we went through, and all of my children are making fun of my eldest because she's so short. Anyways, I also have two different types of inks, but I think I only end up using the lumberjack ink. And then this amazing stencil right here from Pear Tree Cut Files. I apologize. I want to call it Pear Tree Paper Crafts, but that's not what it is. It's Pear Tree Cut Files over in the UK. And then I have a couple of these little sticker-ish mushrooms that came in a kit many, many moons ago. And then I fussy cut this one out of a Minte package. So that is where my mushrooms came from. And originally, when I put this page kit together, I had all of these travel icons. So I had this little heart with the Adventure Awaits, this little chipboard strip, and then this paper. But I don't think I need these, you guys. At first, I thought that this is what I was going to use, and then I picked out the wrong picture. So I'm going to go ahead and set those off to the side and pretend like I never picked them. And then I've got a couple of these My Mind's Eye. Was that what they were called? My Mind's Eye collections. A couple of them are from So Sophie, and then I think one is from, no, I think they all are from So Sophie collection back in 2011 and 2010, you guys. That's so sad. So this one here is from 2010. It is called So Sophie, and it is red on both sides. One is a very muted red, this grid one, but I love it. It's still very red. And then I also have this one from Stella and Rose, and this is from 2010, and it is by My Mind's Eye, and there you can see it's 2010, but I'm going to use this gorgeous wood grain, you guys. Now, I have to tell you guys, because a while back, I did a use your oldest paper in your stash type challenge. These were not in my stash. These I just bought. Literally, I just bought them on purpose from the Scrapbook Generation. So if you guys are on the email to receive emails from Scrapbook Generation, you will get what is called a throwback email. And that's when they open up things that they found in their, what is it called? In their warehouse from way back in the day. Now, they are very limited supplies, but when they have My Mind's Eye, I go and scope it out. I don't buy a whole lot because some of the colors are just not my thing, but I do scope it out because I love My Mind's Eye. I wish that they would come back. Please come back. They were my jam before 49 and Market became a thing, right? I just absolutely loved all things My Mind's Eye. I had to get my hands on everything Lost and Found. I didn't care. Everything was all about the Lost and Found collections. And I think they ended up with 3 or 4 of those Lost and Found collections. They were my favorite. So anyways, I just absolutely could not pass up picking these up. So these were not in my stash. They actually just became in my stash. So this page kit was made from just getting delivered. So I kind of cheated. They are not from using it up on my desk, so off the desk, right? I am playing along with off the desk, trying to clean things up. These only became on my desk because I opened the package up and, well, look, they're on my desk. Because I really, really, really wanted to play with them, and the fact that they are all red. So they matched the Color Crush challenge for today, which is using the color red. Now, as for color Rainbow Crush, just the only rule is here's the color that she picks out, and you have to use, I want to say 75% of your layout has to be that color. I think I passed that 75% because I'm going to use a lot of this red paper. My mushrooms have red tops on them, and my tickets have red around them. And then, of course, I have red mushrooms, and I'm going to use red ink with a stencil, but it's a very not very visible red ink. You can kind of see it. You can see it more in real life than you can in the videos. But yeah, it definitely does end up Being a red layout, even though it doesn't show as a red layout because of this gorgeous background. This gorgeous background definitely mutes all of this red. Plus this red grid paper that I picked out, you really have to see the red. You really have to look it up. And look it up. No, it's not a dictionary. You don't look it up. You really have to look at it to see that it is a red. Now, I apologize. It is a orangey red. It's not a bright, vibrant like my blending brush red. Sorry, but it is red. I love justifying my colors to you guys. So anyways, now I'm just trying to figure out where on my layout this is going to go so I have the best use of this stencil. And I'm just going to go ahead and very quickly, I'm not even worried about being able to see the globes because after a bit, I realized that I should have picked a different stencil because this was, honestly, I was going to use this as a travel layout when I first put this page kit together, because when I build page kits, I do not have photos in mind. I just start putting things together that look really good together, like all of those travel themes with the red in them, like the little heart with the airplane and then the red banner across the heart. And then, of course, my red postage paper that I got from a kit Janet put together. I really did try to, use this as a travel themed layout, but then I ended up picking out these pictures here. And the more I looked at it, the more I was like, no, I don't need that. And I brought in those punch out pieces from My Mind's Eye because they had that aqua blue in them, because this red grid has a little bit of that aqua blue. I was going to think about using this heart for a hot minute, and then I don't end up using that heart, but it also has the aqua blue as well. And I thought, you know what? I have a little bit of this red paper left. I have another one of these brown wood grain papers. And then, of course, I have all of my travel themes. So I can still use this paper or this page kit, recreate it, and only use it for a travel themed. So I can still do something, just not as much as this red paper as I was hoping. I should have picked up 2 pieces, but I was not foreseeing that like I was the wood grain. I fell in love with this wood grain, you guys. I think I bought 4 sheets because you guys know me. I love me a good wood grain. And I'm definitely going to try to use up my wood grain because I have a rule of thumb in my craft room that this is my allotted space for specific items, and each item has an allotted space, like my dies, my stamps, my embossing folders, my paper, my collections, things like that, right? They all have an allotted space, and once they grow out, I have to use it before I can put more in it, right? And that doesn't mean I can buy a bunch of stuff, set it off to the side in another allotted space, waiting for its time to move into an allotted space. No, that doesn't work. Do you know how many papers, potential spaces I would have with waiting to be used product? No, it doesn't work that way. I'm very strict on myself when it comes to this is your allotted space. If it does not fit, you cannot buy it. And so I'm very good at using up my stuff so that way I can I don't want to say continuously buy because I don't continuously buy product. But so that way when something does come out and I'm super excited about it and I want to have it, gotta have it, there's no want, it's gotta have, then I definitely have the room for it. Does that make sense? I hope so. So anyways, I am going to go ahead and start adhering everything down. I've got my stencil in place. Like I said, it's very, very faint red back there, but I love how that looks. I love the dusting of red in there. And then I'm just using the opposite side of my grid paper and using that, I think it's called a herringbone. Is that what that's called? The herringbone print? I don't know, you guys, but I'm going to use that for my little circles that are represented in the sketch. And then I'm going to just use some tickets as some foundation places for my embellishments. So there's not, on the sketch, there's not a whole lot of embellishing because in all honesty, you pretty much embellished using your ripped paper and your and your film strips, right? Your photo strips. So that is, I lost my little circle and I found it underneath all my papers. Don't ask me how I knew it was under there, you guys, but I found it. But anyways, there's not a whole lot of spaces or of embellishment suggestions on this sketch, but I do like all the little circles. And so I'm just going to enhance those circles by adding these little mushrooms. And the mushrooms all had different tops. Like some of them were more pointier than others, and some of them were more flatter than the pointy ones. And so I tried to mix them up. I also tried to mix up which ones had like little polka dots and which ones did not. One of them has a bunch of leaves and things, which on the wood grain background, it was not visible. So I'm going to move it up so that way this one little ticket is not mushroomless. Because at first I was just going to put the mushrooms in with the circles, and then I decided, no, I'm going to put one over here, because if not, that little ticket is definitely mushroomless or embellishmentless, pretty much. I do think I'm going to go ahead. Each ticket says time. I think it says time, date, and place. So I am going to fill those in because we are actually playing mini golf for the request of my daughter. It was her birthday. And it's my oldest daughter, so she just turned 25. And so she wanted to go to this little, it's like an amusement park, but it's full of arcades and bumper cars, laser tag, mini golf. There's even a bar for adults. Thank you so much for that. Not that I'm an alcoholic, you guys, I swear, but when there's that many children running around one building, oh, my stars, girlfriend needs to go visit a bar. And what was even best about that is that they have a picnic area for the children while the adults can still watch them from the bar area because the children are not allowed in the bar area. And I don't know what makes that little area so special, but you cross the line into the bar and all of a sudden you can no longer hear any children. Maybe it was just me, I don't know, but it was peaceful and quiet and oh my stars, the perfect environment to just step away and then you step back in and literally it's a rope. That's all it is. It's that tells you you're entering the adult only section. It's just a little rope, kind of like standing at the movie theater and you got to follow the little ropes to get in. That's all it was. It was just a little rope, but it was like a sound barrier. And you step over the rope, silent. You step back over the rope, screaming kids everywhere. And they're running and stomping and shouting and and then you step back in and silence. Oh my gosh, it was a miracle. And so, yes, we sat there and stayed in our adult only zone for about 20 minutes, just trying to get a breather and relax because that was a lot of children, a lot. We were there on a weekend. But yes, it was a lot of people. But we had a blast. We played laser tag and I still am the king of laser tag. Not that I'm a king, but I'm the queen of laser tag. I love me a good laser tag. And, the best point, so what we look at in laser tag actually is the accuracy, and I am dead on accurate. And so I love me a good laser tag. And me and this other little kid, I have no clue who he was, but we kind of went at it. He was on a mission to kill me at every corner, I swear. So, but it's okay. I kicked his bum. Not because I was 4 feet taller than he was, but I kicked his bum. He couldn't get me. And it was fun. We just had a blast. All right, you guys. So this was so much fun. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to try to hook these up to the playlist. I've got a playlist for Rainbow Crush as well as a playlist for Speedy Scrapbooking. I'm going to try. The playlists have not quite been working well for everybody, but I'm going to try to hook those up in the directions down below or the description down below as well as in my little end video. So you guys can click on the links right here in the video. I love the in-video links. I just really do. It's like you don't have to go down and remember to check down below. But that is what I'm going to try to do. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm sorry I am a day late for Rainbow Crush, but it is what it is. And here it is, right? All right, you guys, again, thank you so much. And I'll check y'all later. Bye.